2024年，美国共和党总统候选人前总统川普7月13号在宾州集会的时候遭遇枪击事件，在美国民众中间引起了什么样的影响？他们怎么看这个事件？而这样的一个枪击事件，对于今年的总统大选又会产生什么样的影响呢？观众朋友您好，我是辛恬。那么现在呢，我是在威斯康星州的密尔瓦基市给您带来实地的采访。这个城市呢，也就是今年的共和党全国代表大会呢，就将在这里举行，7月15号到18号。那么民众对于川普总统在集会的时候遭遇枪击事件，到底有什么样的感受呢？我们一起来听一下。Yesterday's shooting in Pennsylvania. How did you feel?
Sad. Yeah, it's kind of really a tragic moment in American history. It's been a long time since someone has tried to assassinate one of our political leaders, and nobody wants to see that.
And how do you think it's going to affect this year's election?
Oh, that's a great question. Hopefully it'll galvanize the country and bring everybody together and just maybe tone down the rhetoric and the conversation and maybe just be a little bit more peaceful.
And who would you like to support this year?
I'd rather not say, but I would like to say that whoever is our leader, I hope that they make good choices and bring the country together, because right now we're as polarized as I can remember.
Yeah. And what would be the top issues you think it can be, bring people together?
Certainly the economy. I'd like to see, more than just Wall Street. I'd like to see the middle class grow. I'd like to see crime and crime to go down, and also maybe the disparity between the rich and the poor. Maybe like to see a little bit smaller gap between the two.
Yeah. And are you local Wisconsin?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And it's such a swing state, very key, right?
Absolutely. Wisconsin has typically been a blue state for a long time. We were known as a progressive state back in the day, and then we become more purple, and who knows what this election will bring.
Yeah, and in the previous two, 16 and 2020, who did you vote for?
I voted blue. I voted for Hillary Clinton, and then I voted for Joe Biden.
Okay, did you regret, or you feel it's a choice?
Regrets. I made an informed decision based on my beliefs.
Okay, wonderful. Yeah, and so you feel this year would it be like more difficult for you to decide, or it's just the same?
I think it's just the same. I just like I said, I wish that the rhetoric and the American citizens would come together and realize we're not so different, even though we may have different political views. We all want the same thing. We want peace. We want family values, and we want a place to make a living in a safe environment. I think they just go about it different ways, but I think we all have to just realize we're all the same people.
To just bring two people together,
I think it's leadership. I think you have to have the right qualities to demonstrate leadership. That's what a leader is. And so I hope whoever our leader is, I hope they demonstrate those qualities.
Yeah, what's your name?
My name is Dean.
Dean?
Yes.
Yeah, you're working?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Dean.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you. So yesterday's shooting case, how did you feel when you heard about it?
Oh, it was awful. It's horrific. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Gotta stop the violence. Unite.
Yeah. How do you feel that, how to unite people?
I think the media needs to keep it down a notch and start trying to unite the country and report the news as it is instead of as opinion and make everything political. So, but
Yeah, very quickly, so who would you support for this election?
Oh, Trump, definitely. Yeah.
You
President
support
Trump.
him?
Yes.
Your name, please. Yesterday's shooting in Pennsylvania, right?
Yes.
How do you feel about it?
I think it just shows the country is just divided. You can't have a civil discussion with people you don't agree with, and it's a joke.
So, in terms of this, what happened, how do you think it could affect this year's election?
Oh, I think it helps Trump tremendously. I think the sympathy now will come out and just showing it was a terrible thing.
Who are you gonna support?
I'm supporting Trump because I'm here for the convention.
Where are you from?
Las Vegas, Nevada.
Oh wow!
Have you heard of it?
Of course, I've
Okay.
been there. I was just there in May.
Okay.
So actually, Nevada is a key state.
It is. It can be a swing state, yes.
Yeah. How do you feel about this year election in Nevada?
I think Trump will take it. I think it'll go red. Yeah.
Why? What do you think is the main reason?
People aren't making money. People don't have enough money to live on. They're paycheck to paycheck or going backwards. The economy's terrible.
Yeah, I was just talking to a person. He also said that the economy, inflation is the most important thing for him. However, he still supports Democratic Party because he feels it's kind of the nature of the, like maybe it's also a global issue for the economy, and it's not really depend on the administration. So how do you feel about different administrations' policy may or may not have an effect on the, how people are living?
Well, I mean, to keep taxing people so they can't spend money is terrible. To keep growing the government is terrible because then you have to tax more people, and so people just don't have enough money. I think the policy of cutting taxes so people spend more and put it further into the economy is a far better program than taxing. I can spend my money better than the government can spend my money. So
what's your name?
Keith Ozawa. Ozawa.
So Keith, you have always been supporting Donald Trump or the Republican Party?
Not always the Republican Party, but President Trump, yes.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, so you are kind of independent?
Been more an independent prior, so yes.
But you support Trump since 2016?
Yes.
Wow, why is that?
Like the policies. I liked him over Clinton and him over Biden. So.
And so after the shooting happened, how do you think? What kind of responses do you hear from around you?
What kind of responses? Well, they just think the same outrage that it was just terrible and the country's too divided. We can't
how to amend that divide?
If I had that answer, I probably wouldn't be standing here. I'd be rich and on an island. I don't know.
Because usually America used to be people can just have a civic discussion, as you said, right? No matter what.
Yeah, but it's just turned terrible for, I don't know, 20 years maybe, that people can't sit down with differing views and have a fine, friendly conversation and disagreement. It's far too heated.
How do you handle that?
How do I handle it? I don't know. Tease, mock, and then walk away. I don't get heated. It's not worth it. Nothing's going to get accomplished. No one's going to listen to either side. So why engage?
So what's the reason you think?
What's the reason?
For it to be so polarized?
Oh, I personally think that President Obama did it as a racial divide, and that it grew from there. My personal opinion. Got can't prove it one way or another. It's just my own opinion.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Yesterday's shooting at Pennsylvania. You know about that, right?
Yes, regarding Donald Trump, yes.
Yeah. So how do you feel when you heard about it?
It's unfortunate, you know. I mean, I know people have their own political views and differences, and you know that's what our country is based on. And unfortunately, you know, it's something that really shouldn't occur. You know, just irregardless how you feel about the person, I mean, he's still a human being, and you know, it's wrong.
So do you think this event, how this would affect this election?
That's a good question, and I don't know. Might motivate his political base even more so. It's kind of hard to tell.
Is it going to change how you vote?
No. I mean, I pretty much know one way or the other, so that wouldn't influence, you know, my decision as to how I would vote.
Do you mind sharing how you're going to vote? Who you're going to support?
I'm an independent. I just vote for whoever I feel is the best person. I've voted Republican. I've voted Democrat. Who am I going to specifically vote for this one? I'm not going to say.
Okay. So we can talk about previous ones, right? Because in 2016, Trump just lead like 0.77% in Wisconsin. Then the next one, 2020, Trump actually lost by 0.63 to Biden. So in those two elections, who did you vote for?
I voted for Democrats.
All Democrats.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. So it's pretty much say what you. Yeah. So what are the most important policies issues you concern?
The economy, you know, inflation. Those are, to me, are the most important. You know, cost of living has gotten really bad. I don't know if you can blame it on one administration or another. I mean, I think that's just the nature of a lot of things that just happened to come into play with COVID and, you know, supply chain issues and corporate greed. But yeah, for me, that would be the main thing.
So are you satisfied with this 3-4 years of economy policies?
As far as the policies, I'm okay with the policies. I understand that even when policies are implemented, it's not something that happens immediately, and it takes time for it to go into effect. So,
Okay. What's your name?
Robert.
Billy Cassell.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, just can you say it again?
Patrick Cassell, Casale.
So Patrick, about yesterday's shooting case, how did you feel?
Scared and disappointed in America right now. It's something that should never happen, but it could have been avoided if the media stops with the propaganda, maybe if the media stops selling hate and starts trying to unify. I mean, to say Trump was against democracy was a joke. I mean, everything that they said about Trump prior to his 2016 election, he'll never leave office, he'll create wars. There were no wars. We had peace. We were thriving. The world was a safer place. When I do radio, I have a radio show in Las Vegas. I usually ask people, are we better off today than we were 4 years ago? And the answer is no. Was the world a better place 4 years ago than it is today? It was. So, I mean, right now the United States needs to come together, and the division is definitely apparent. I think this might bring people together, and it may help Trump in a big way.
Yeah. So how do you think? You know, what's the reason for it to be divided in the?
Power, money. I mean, when you look at some of these career politicians, maybe we need age limits, maybe we need term limits. When you look at these politicians that go in office, make $180,000 a year, how do they accumulate 12, 15, 20, $100 million? There's questions, and maybe it's time that we start to clean up our act in our politics in the United States.
Yeah, and you said that maybe the shooting case yesterday could be a bringing factor. You know, why is that?
Well, I mean, let's be honest. First of all, the security details should be stronger for Trump. They pulled that back. They said no in the White House. Bobby Kennedy Jr., who's running for president, a Democrat, is going to have to run as an independent. Imagine a Kennedy having to run as an independent. Something wrong. They won't provide him any security detail. And all he had was an uncle and a father murdered in the United States. It's kind of odd. But the division right now is that I think there's a portion of this country that thinks socialist views are better than capitalist views. They don't appreciate what they have. We're the only nation where somebody with a minuscule brain can make something of themselves. You go to other parts of the world, you're stuck. Here, you could thrive. You can make whatever you want. I mean, this is when an idiot like me can be on the radio. That should tell you how great the country is.
Wow. Yeah, and so have you always been supporting Trump?
Yes, from the beginning. Yes. In actuality, I will sit here and tell you that initially, before all the craziness against him, I would have liked to see somebody else, somebody new. But when they started to prosecute him on stupid things, understanding our Constitution, I became Trump 110%. I mean, how could you not support the man? I've gotten to meet him, I've had dinner with him. He's a great guy, but you know, he's up there. I wanted to get some young blood, but you know, our bench was thin. Apparently, the Republicans needed somebody like Trump to motivate us. And Biden is definitely too old. I mean, it's apparent. You could see he's rumbling and stumbling all over the place.
Yeah, I heard some people, like you said, that even like the founder of Home Depot, and he also said only Trump can do this. So why is that? Why, you know, like not somebody younger, or you know?
He's upsetting the apple cart. See, there's too many people making money at our expense. And Trump actually made us money. My income rose under the Trump administration 30%. Under Biden, I've lost that 30% gain. I mean, and I don't think Biden's calling the shots. Apparently, it's Obama and company. But where Trump is really good is he is caring about all Americans, whether they're Asian, Hispanic, or black. And you know, and of course white, and that's the thing that you have to take into consideration. A lot of things they talk about him are not true. Go to a Trump hotel. He has a myriad of people working for him from all races and creeds, and guess what? They all love working for the Trump corporation. Why? They're making money and they're being treated fairly. And I think that's what the United States was always good. Now all of a sudden, you know, you have people mandating, $50 minimum wage. There's a cost and effect and accountability that's not being considered. If I got to pay you $50 an hour, I got to charge a hell of a lot more for food. McDonald's used to be a place you go for $5. Now you need 50. It's absurd.
Yeah, so you said that your money increased 30%. Are you a rich people?
Me personally, I make a very good living. I do all right. I wouldn't say I'm rich, but I'm comfortable. I'm blessed. I'm rich with family. I have a great family. I got great grandchildren. But I think we're blessed to be here. Americans don't appreciate what they have. They need to really understand when you can go to a store and you can get food and the shelves are full, that's pretty good. There are other parts of the world where they're not so lucky. The fact that I could go to a place here to get IVs to make sure I'm healthy, that's a blessing. A lot of other places in the world, you're plumb crap out of luck. I mean, we're lucky to be in the United States. I feel blessed to be an American.
So why do you think people here do not recognize the socialist, factors?
Should I be blunt? They don't read. They don't research. They're ignorant. They believe what they hear on television. They're easily swayed. That's a problem. It's time that the American people wake up and get back to where we were 30 years ago. Okay? We used to be leaders. Now we're followers. That's a problem. And to listen to these politicians dictate policy. Since Obama, we have been a divided nation. Obama had an opportunity to bring us together as a black man. And in the black community, he failed to do that. My associate, my right arm in business, is a black woman. She thinks Obama was a failure. And it's a simple process. You have to unify and stop dividing. Biden ran as a unifier. And what did he do? He divided the country. We've never been more divided.
Do you identify yourself as an independent or a Republican?
No, I am a conservative. I'm a Republican with an open mind. I mean, I tell you this right now. If Bobby Kennedy were the candidate, I wouldn't feel uncomfortable if he won. I have to ask a lot of questions. Why aren't the Democrats embracing him? Why are they not giving him a chance? Maybe he doesn't take orders from Obama. That may be the problem.
How do you feel about Nevada this year?
Nevada right now, Trump is up between 8 and 12%. The thing that's interesting, and I think the Democrats are panicked, is that if Trump wins by 8 or 12% in various states, he can bring down-ticket Republicans across the finish line in Congress and in the Senate. He accomplishes that, everything becomes Republican, and we have a chance to turn things around. That's what they're afraid of. Mark my words, I'm going to give you a prediction. I did this on my radio show Friday. If they get rid of Biden, which I think they will because of his age, they're going to start going after Trump for his age, and they're going to say Trump has acuity issues. That's their plan.
So who do you think they're going to replace Biden with?
They have a problem because Kamala Harris is not the right candidate. And I'll tell you right now, Newsom would be a gift that keeps giving. Gavin Newsom ruined paradise. California is destroyed. I don't think they have a good bench. The guy that I would choose would be Bashir from Kentucky. He's the governor. he's in a conservative state and he's a Democratic governor. He could be a good candidate, but I don't think they're smart enough to look at him. And it may be too late. They should have done this 6 months ago. That may be their biggest problem. I believe Donald Trump will win this election. I'm pretty convinced. If you look at the numbers right now, I think Wisconsin may not go the Republican way, but I think Michigan will. And Pennsylvania could swing, especially after what happened yesterday.
Thank you, Patrick.
My pleasure, and God bless you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Good luck. Do you ever come?
Yeah, you have a car?
I got a car. Do you ever come to Las Vegas?
Yeah.
Well, I'm shocked, of course, as the rest of the country and world is, and probably, less concerned than most because I don't tune into the outside world very much. But I know it's shaken up a lot of people, and I'm sure that there's a lot of concern now that the Republican convention is going to be here this upcoming week.
So, do you think this incident would affect how you vote?
I guess we'll have to see how it all plays out. I still haven't decided who I'm voting for yet. I'm not sure, we're even going to have Biden on the ticket at this point. So we'll have to see how this all plays out, but I'm sure the whole world is watching, so it'll be interesting. Historical for sure.
You think it's historic?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But I feel safe. I mean, I'm not in any sort of fear at all, living here and having the convention here. I think everyone's going to be very safe.
And do you mind sharing how usually you would vote, like more GOP side or Republican side? Or
I've always voted for the candidate I felt was most qualified. I've never voted for a party.
So you're more like independent.
Yes.
And this year, what are the maybe top issues do you concern in order to decide who you vote for?
I really want, there's seemingly more homeless in this country than ever before, and so I would like someone to really address that issue. We have some of the wealthiest people in the world living here, and the fact that there are so many have-nots in this country is actually, we all have to take responsibility for that. So someone who's really sensitive to that issue means a lot to me, and someone who also, of course, is sensitive to women's rights.
Women's rights, you mean the abortion?
The abortion issue and the pay, and just really encouraging women to, if they want to stay at home, encouraging them to and supporting them to stay at home if they want to raise their children. I feel like that, unfortunately, has become not an option for so many. They still have to have the babies, of course, but now they also have to work full time and carry on so many other really huge responsibilities, and I think the weight put on women today is overwhelming. I don't know how a lot of these young women are surviving. So I'd like someone who's really empowering women in all areas.
Makes sense. And because Wisconsin is such a swing state, Trump lost and also win. Like a win in 2016 and a loss in 2020. So in those previous elections, who did you vote for?
Oh, I'd rather not say who I voted for. But again, I'm going to be watching a lot more closely than I have in the past to see how this all plays out. There's going to be a lot of deciding factors throughout the events that took place yesterday and took place over the debate. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens and who wins.
Yeah, what's your name?
My name is Mary.
Mm-hmm. You live in Milwaukee?
I do. I live in Milwaukee and I live in Miami as well. I have, yeah. Mm-hmm. I do, yeah.
Thank you so much.
Sure. For anybody, any Democrat, Republican, that was sad. And, I didn't like that. It broke my heart. Trump.
So do you think it's going to affect how you vote in this?
Oh, no. I'm a Republican, so I will vote Trump.
You're a Republican?
Yes, so I will vote Trump.
The RNC is happening.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Excited about that in Milwaukee.
Yeah. So when it happened yesterday, how did you feel?
I feel I was like, at first it was just unbelievable. I just couldn't trust. I didn't believe it. I think that's how I felt. I didn't believe it until I researched. I don't believe anything on meter, but I researched it.
So you always been a Republican?
No. I'm not a Republican or a Democrat, but I like Republicans' policies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just for this election or for before too?
Before, yeah. I like their.
So you mostly like independent, but you're leaning towards.
It depends on the policies. Whoever policies meets my needs, I'm a retired, so leave my retirement alone.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. And because Wisconsin is, kind of swing state, right? Yeah. How do you feel this year?
I don't worry about anything but focus on how I want things to go for myself. I don't concern myself with nobody else, just, issues and problems. I just focus on what meets my needs,
Makes sense. So mostly what policy do you like for this election? Most concerning.
I believe that women. I don't believe in abortions. I don't think women. I think they should give it back to the state and leave it in the state's hands, and that's my view on that. But however a woman wants to do, that's between them and the state that they live in. And the border. I lived in Texas. It's horrible. It's horrible. It's horrible. It's horrible for all those little Mexican towns back up in there, back up way back. It's bad. It's bad. I couldn't even travel. Yeah, I usually take the bus and I travel to San Antonio and all. You can't because if they're packed. The buses are packed. The trains are packed. You just can't. It's bad. Yeah.
So you actually came here to visit?
No, this is home. I moved back home. Yeah, I lived in Texas for 5 years, and I just moved back home. Milwaukee is home.
You say the border crisis is the main reason for you to move back?
Not really. It's just this is home, and I was ready to come back home. Milwaukee. Are you guys from Milwaukee?
No, from New York.
Okay, y'all from New York. This is not going to be on social media?
Yeah. Covering the RNC.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. So yes. Loretta Kilgore. Yes. Loretta Kilgore. So it's Loretta Kilgore. Yeah, I'm totally against migrants. It's just too much. It's too much. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Okay, then. Thank you.
Have a good day. Bye.
Yeah.
What do you think of
Turkish news? Actually, I got it from a Turkish news, not for not local.
What do you think?
Disgusting. It shouldn't happen in this democratic United States. Should that happens the last previous years, for Kennedy and other.
So do you think this shooting is gonna affect how you vote?
I believe so. It will affect on that. Yes.
How it would affect?
Well, in the votings, people probably think that this is against the Trump. They don't want to destroy the Trump. Democratic president is just not capable of doing it, and he still insists to being a president. It should not happen. So it's just politic things, This is not like a shooting, just somebody did it unprofessionally. This has happened professionally. They are trying to destroy the Trump.
So who are you gonna vote for?
I don't want to say it, so.
But you said it's gonna affect your voting.
Well, I meant that people affected on the people, because this is not supposed to be happening.
So do you think mostly people will how would it affect them? Like they will change their mind to?
They will change mind, and Trump will use this event.
So you mean it will be an advantage for Trump?
It will be an advantage of him, yes, definitely. Well, that's what I'm saying. It just why didn't it happen to Biden? So this is about the politic things. It's not just somebody, orderly people comes over and just shooting the person is angry. But this is happening, the safety issue. There is no safety. They shouldn't be a safety. They should not his ear has got shot. Could have been like right in the brain. Isn't that disgusting? Yeah.
And the Wisconsin is like a like a toss-up state, right? It's battleground. What do you think this year?
This year, people probably still Democratic, I would say, because Wisconsin is built in the Democratic parties. But maybe we'll turns over to Republicans a little bit more than ever before, because this incident, that this is not, people think their lifestyle. The lifestyle is, it's affecting the lifestyle too. So that's what I can say. Yeah.
Wow, thank you for sharing. What's your name?
My name is Yasar.
Can you spell?
Yasar.
Yasar.
Yes. Yeah.
You live in Wisconsin?
Live in Wisconsin, yeah, Milwaukee. Yes, it's 40 years. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you. He'll just shoot a little bit more as we talk.
Sure. Yeah.
So you're a musician.
I am a musician, and this is my 4th year, and nobody knows about Turkish music, so I'm the one who is doing it, and trying to share with other people. Yeah. And some people do like it. Some people got used to American way, rock and roll, and I don't have that capability to do it. So do you want to hear the music or?
I would love to.
Yeah.
But I really need to do more coverage.
I see.
Yeah, interviews. But
Yeah. Yes. This music I've been working on since I was 11 years old. We're talking about,
your own music.
yes, 53 years I practice on and off. Yes. Yeah. Thank you very much. So some people, like I said, some people like it a lot, and it just, not society, this is unique for the society. And they're just interested for a couple of seconds, and that's it. Yeah, probably from China, right? You're from China. And Chinese music kind of towards that angle too. But I just, not in this country. I'm trying to make my best, so. Yeah.
Thank you. Good
Take care.
好，观众朋友，那您听了美国民众包括威斯康星州本地和外州的一些民众的反应之后您有什么样的看法吗？欢迎您留言跟我们分享也记得点赞、转发和订阅新田面对面。好的，那么在接下来的4天里面呢，新田会给您连续的带来美国共和党全国代表大会的相关的报道，请您关注新田面对面。好，那今天就到这里，感谢您的收看。拜拜。